Hello everybody, welcome to KS3 KS4 Maths practice videos. In this video we will be doing questions related to numbers, and there will be many more videos, and the questions are taken from this particular book. It's Stage 3 Mathematics Higher Level. So let's get started. Okay, so this one is Jenny has 37 boxes of colored pencils and each box contains 68 pencils. How many pencils are there altogether? So this is a straight multiplication we have to do. We have to do 37 times 68. So I will do my old way. You can do it any way you like, but this is what you have to do. You have to multiply these two numbers and get the answer, and it has to be correct. So 8 times 7 is 56, 6 and 5 carried over. 7 times 6 is 42 and 5 is 47. 8 times 3 is 24, 4 and 2. 6 times 3 is 18 and 2 is 20. So my answer is 6, 1, 5 and 2. So how many pencils are there altogether? There are 2,516 pencils altogether. Next question is Jenny wants to separate the pencils into boxes of 19 pencils. How many boxes would she completely fill? Now what you have to do is we have to divide the total number of pencils divided by 19, because there has to be 19 boxes. So the answer you will get may not be a whole number. It may come up as a mixed number, whole number and a fraction, so which means there is a remainder. So what we have to do is we take the whole number part and we ignore the remainder part. Okay, so that's the way I'm going to do it. So we will do this 2516, and I'm going to divide it by 19. So 19 times 1 is 19. I am doing long division. So, and then 1925, that is 6 and 19. So I bring down 1. 19 times 2 is 38. 19 times 3 is 57. So I get 57. And I get 4 and 46. So then I get 19 times 2 is 38. And it is 8. So I will ignore this part, and this is my whole number. So Jenny would need, how many boxes would she completely fill? So she could completely fill 132 boxes. Okay, so that does it. The next one is use BODMAS to work out the values of the following calculations. So BODMAS, as you already know, is bracket of division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. So we using that rule, so that is the order in which you will do the operations. So we have this number, we have 5 minus 6 times 4 plus 5. So the first operation we are going to do is the multiplication. So we will write 5 minus 6 times 4, that's 24, and plus 5. So then we are going to do the addition. So we will get 10 minus 24. So we should get minus 14, sorry. So we get minus 14 as our answer. So that's equals minus 14. Okay, so the next one is telling me we will follow the same rule. We have two divisions, you may have noticed here. So there are two divisions. So there's the whole thing, 55 times 10 divided by 5, and then this thing is divided by 4 times 5 minus 9. Now this could also be written as 55 times 10 divided by 5, and I could put it in a bracket, and then I can divide the whole thing by another bracket, put in 4 times 5 minus 9, which means I have to solve this first and this first, which we can do at the same time. We can write equals, solving the the division first. So 55 within brackets times 10 divided by 5 is 2, and then divided by 4 times 5 is 20 minus 9. So that is 55 times 2 is 5 times 2 is 10, 0 and 1. 110 divided by 20 minus 9 is 11. So my answer is 10. Okay, so that is how I'm gonna do it. My next question is, okay, so I was already doing something here, and then we just brighten it out. So yeah, so ignoring what I was doing, we were just trying to work out. So yes, so okay, so ignoring all that. So here you had 3.5, we put in 3.5 as 3.09. Yeah, so what this question is saying, put each set of numbers in order of size starting with the smallest. So which is the smallest? The smallest number is obviously the one with the smallest whole number part. So first we look at the whole number part. The whole number part, the smallest is 3, the ones with 3, so it has to be 3.09. so it's 3.09 is my smallest number. I strike it off, then number is 3.5. okay, and then my smallest number is 4.79, right? So I'll write 4.79, and then it is 4.8, because then once we got the whole number sorted, I didn't explain this bit, we look at the decimal. Once we start with the decimal, we look at the tenths place, then the hundredths place, and then the thousandths place, and so on. So the tenth, if we look at the tenths place, which is the highest, or which is the lowest, so it's 0 is the lowest, and then we had 5. okay, so that's how we were doing it. 4.79 has 7 in the tenths place, so it's lower than which has 8 in the tenths place. So the 4.79 will be first, previous to 4.8. I mean, if you think like that, like 79 is less than 80, then that way is another way of thinking. So then we have 5.17, and finally we will have 5.72. so that does this. The next one we have 0.4, 0.303, then it is 0.43, and then you have 0.31, 0.44, 0.043, or 0.043, whichever way you say it. So then how do we do this? We have to do in ascending order, smallest to the largest. So my smallest number is going to be 0.043. that's my smallest number. So 0.043 is my smallest number. My next number is what should it be? It should be the one with 3 in the tens place, and then I have two numbers with 3 in the tens place. So I will look at the hundredths place, and I see that point hundredths place, this number has 0, this number has 1, so 0.303, and then I will have 0.31, then I will have 0.4, and then I will have 0.44, because 0.4 and then so it's same as 0.40. okay, so 0.40 is definitely less than 0.44, because if you think very simply, 40 is less than 44. okay, and then if you go by the tens place and hundredths place, in hundredths place you have 0 for one, the other one you have 4, so that one is more, so 0.44 is more than 0.4. okay, so the next one, so that does it. So I have done my writing here. So the next one is A school bought 80 maths books at a total cost of 1200. How much does one book cost? Right. So definitely what we are going to do is we have to divide 1200 by 80. So we can do this 1200. If you do and you write 80 underneath it and you do simplification, it should be easy. 8 times 1 is 8, 4, 15. So my answer is 15. So it will cost £15. The next one is saying a book is made up of a front cover, a front and back cover. So there is a front cover, there is a back cover. So this is my front, this is the back, and there are pages, one after another, and there are 300 pages in between. Right, the front and back covers are 1 millimeter thick each. So this is 1 millimeter, this is 1 millimeter. The total thickness of the book, that is from here to here, the total thickness of the book is 38 millimeter. So this is 38 millimeter. Work out the thickness of one page of the book. So that's great. So if that much, the whole thing is 38 millimeter. If you subtract the covers, you will have 1 millimeter taken off. So if you take that off, so this bit is 36 millimeter. So if 36 millimeter is the length, is a thickness of 300 pages, how thick is one page? So 300 pages are 36 millimeter. One page will be 36 divided by 300. Now if I do 3 times 100 is 300, 3 times 12 is 36, my answer should be 0.12 millimeter. Okay, so then go to the next one. It's telling me find the first two numbers that are both square numbers and cube numbers. So okay, the first two numbers that are both square numbers and cube numbers. So we have to write down the numbers. Okay, so let us write down the numbers and let us start from 1. So it's a square and a cube. So it's 1 square is 1, 1 cube is 1. So 1 is both a square and a cube number. So first number is 1. 2, no. 3, no. 4, no. 5, no. 6, no. So let's do the square and the cube. 2 square is 4 and 2 cube is 8. 3 square, oh wait, let me cut it out, this is confusing. And then this is the squares of the number, this is the cube. Okay, so 3 square is 9, 3 cube is 27, 4 square is 16, 4 cube is 16 times 4 is 64. Aha, look at 64. 8 square is 64, 4 cube is 64. My number is 1 and 64. So your answer is 1 and 64. Okay, so the next one is telling me, okay, factor trees allow you to find the prime factors of a number. Complete the factor tree. So we have this factor tree. They have given us 168. And then we have to work out the factors. So 12, so the point to note here is that the last numbers, this one, these ones, the ones that you cannot break down any further are the prime numbers. Please bear in mind. So 14, for instance, is 2 times 7. They are prime numbers. So we don't know what numbers come here and here yet, but we will have to see when you write the numbers, break 12 down, the multiples the factors of 12, sorry, the factors of 12, you have to write the prime factor here, okay, to the right, the non-prime one here. So if you write 2 times 6 is 12, or you could write 3 times 4 is 12. So we can write 3 here, and we can write 4 here, and then 2 here and 2 here. So the factors of 12 are 2 times 1, 2, 3. So it's 2 cube times 3 times 7. So 2 cube is 8, isn't it? Yeah, 8 times 3 is 24, and 24 times 7 is 168. Right? So the factors are 2 cube times 3 times 7. So that's your answer. Okay, next is saying write down the prime factorization. So is the prime factorization. 2 cube times 3 times 7. That's the prime factorization. Okay, and this, I think this mark is for writing this bit, which we've already done. Okay, the next question is Jacob is making some iced cupcakes. 1 pack of cake mix will make 12 cupcakes, and 1 tube of icing will cover 15 cupcakes. Jacob doesn't want any cupcake mix or icing left over. What is the minimum number of cupcakes that Jacob has to make? So the way to approach this problem is to think when to get a number that is equal for the cake mix and for the icing. So now you can make 12 cupcakes out of 1 pack, and then you can make 15 out of 1 tube of icing. So if you do the multiples of 12, you get 12. So you have to find the common multiples and the lowest. So something called LCM. You have to find the lowest common multiples. So 12, 24, then 12 times 3 is 36, 12 times 4 is 48, 12 times 5 is 60, 12 times 6 is 72, and so on. If we write the multiples of 15, we will get 15, 30, 45, 60, 60, 60. So the minimum number of cupcakes that Jacob has to make will be 60. That's what I think is the answer, because that's the lowest common multiple. So if he makes 60, then it will be all done, and he will need to make these 60 cupcakes. He will need 12 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to do this, he will need, the question doesn't ask this, but I'm still doing it because it could be another question that to do that he would need 5 packs of cake mix, and you would need 15 cupcakes. So that means you would need 15 is 60, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 tubes of icing. Okay, so that's what it is. So you're here for this requirement. I think the answer is 60. So that is this. Then the next one is saying place the following numbers in order beginning with the smallest. Right, so these are really very mixed. So it's a combination of percentage, fraction, and decimal. So we have to do some working before we find out which is the smallest and which is the largest number. So the working we have to do is we have to convert them all into one thing. So either a fraction or a decimal or a whole or something. So I think the easiest is to convert them all into decimals. That way it is easier to work out. That's the best solution. So the workout to decimal, so we have 0.12, then we have 17% is 17 out of 100 is 0.17. 1 out of 20 is same as if you do 20 and you do 1 and you put a decimal, you get a 0. You put another 0, you will get 5. So that is 0.05. Then you will get 13 out of 100 is 0.13. Then 9% is 0.09 because it's 9 out of 100. 9 divided by 50. So we have got 50 and 9 and we put a decimal 0. 50 times 1 is 50. We get 4. We get another 0. We get 50. We get put another 0. We get 8 is 0.108. Okay, now that's done, isn't it? Am I wrong? No, I'm not wrong, I think. Yeah, 8 as 5 is 40, 0 and 4. Yeah. No, what did I do? Did I do the right thing? It's Let me do it again. Let me do it again. Do it again. If you're confused, do it again. Do it again. The best way to work it out. So we've got 50 and then 9 and 9 is too small. I put a 0 and then 90. I get 1 time is 50. I get 4 and I put down a 0 and I put another 0 to get here. So I will say 805 is 40. Yes, it's right. So 108. Okay, so then now I'm thinking when I multiply one again. No, it's all right. It's all right. Okay, so let me do the which comes first. Let me do the ordering. So we have 1 2, we have 1 7, we have 5. So clearly which one should be the smallest? The smallest number is 0.05. So that's my smallest number. Then will be 0.09, then will be 0.108, then will be 13. Yeah, then is 0.12, and then we have 0.17. So we have to now change these back to these numberings. So 0.05, what is that? Is 1 out of 20. Is 9%. Is 9 out of 50. 0.13 is 13 out of 100. So we have to put it back to the same format in which they had in which the question had asked. 0.1 to remain same. This is 17%. Okay, so that is your ordering. So we have to write here 1 out of 20, 9%, 9 out of 50. Sorry about that. Then we're gonna write 13 out of 100, then 0.12, and then 17%. That's the way I'm gonna write it. Okay. Okay, so that does it. The next question is telling me Helen has 21 marbles. 2 out of 7 of them are blue, 1/3 are red, and the rest green. How many green marbles does Helen have? So if 2/7 of them are blue, okay, so they're saying 2/7 of them are blue. So I think we have to convert the 2/7 into a whole number and see what it comes to. So if 2/7 is blue, so then blue equals 2/7 times 21, that is 6, and red equal to 1/3 of 21, that is 7. That is 7. Okay, so total of blue plus red is 13. So 21 minus 13 is green, and that equals 9. No, 8. So 8 green you should have. Okay, so the next one is telling me an antique painting originally bought £4,000, so is being put up for auction. So we have an antique painting that's being put up for auction. It cost £4,000. There was a bid of 120% of the original price. How much was the bid? So the bid is 120% of the original price. So if was original price was 4,000, so 120% of 4,000, that is 120 out of 100 times 4,000. So we got zeros cancelled out. So 4 times 12 is 48, 0, 0. So the original price was 4,800. Okay. So the next one, the painting was sold for 10,000. What is this as a percentage of the original price? So the original price was 4,000. It is sold for 10,000. So the percentage is 10,000 divided by 4,000 times 100. 1, 2, 3. So 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 5 is 10, 2 times 50. So 5 times 50 is 250 percentage. So the percentage is 250. So that answers this question, and that completes this small little series. So we will do more. Stay with us. Thank you so much. Bye.